You know, when you name your team Doom, you're really just setting yourself up for failure. Lasers, 'cause I like sci-fi. Do this, 'cause I am a rat guy. 99 is 'cause I like Wayne Gretzky. That's why I'm lazy to 99. I'm a Batman fan, and I'm a Canadian man. I do top 10 lists, and I ketchup chips. Hey everybody, I'm LazyDude99 and here with another review. Today we're looking at Justice League Doom. So this is another one of DC's animated movies that they've been bringing out. The story of Justice League Doom is about how a lot of the Justice League villains get together and use these plans that were stolen from Batman to fight the Justice League, and how the Justice League overcomes that. Huh. Pretty short description of the story, but yeah, that's basically it. One of the things that stands out from Justice League Doom is the voice acting, and mostly because mostly all of the voice actors are the same ones that portrayed these characters in the Justice League animated series. We got Kevin Conroy as Batman, Tim Daly as Superman, we got Sarah Eisenberg as Wonder Woman, Michael Rosenbaum as The Flash, Carl Lumbly as Martian Manhunter, and coming new to the group, well, not exactly new, he played Green Lantern before, but we got Nathan Fillion as Hal Jordan. Nathan Fillion played Hal Jordan in the newer Green Lantern movie Emerald Knights, and the reason he wasn't in the group before is because in that Justice League universe they used the John Stewart Green Lantern. So for the most part, almost every character is their part. You feel for like these characters. Like you don't have to worry about any of these guys iffing on their characters because, I mean, come on, these guys are experts at this by now. And you might say, well, what about Nathan Fillion? Let me say first off, of course we all know Nathan Fillion rocks. But I wasn't too much of a fan of his Hal Jordan in Emerald Knights. Mostly because he didn't really have a whole lot to do. He was just telling stories. I love him in this. He plays a really good Hal Jordan. I love his banter with Batman. And I think he really portrays the voice of Hal Jordan very well. Very well.
You're up? Please say no.
You'll never catch me, Lantern.
Lots of women say that.
You know, when you watch the beginning of this movie, you think, man, it feels just like the old Justice League TV show. And you're like, man, it feels just like the Justice League TV show. Now let me explain what I mean. Like, on the one hand, it feels so much like the old Justice League TV show that it's awesome. But on the other hand, it feels so much like a TV show that you're like, this doesn't feel like a movie. Half of the time I'm waiting for the to be continued screen to come up. I mean, it's not really paced that well as a movie. I mean, and a lot of the problems that I have with this film kind of result around pacing. I'll talk about that first. There's so many different characters, right? On the one hand, we got Batman, Superman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Cyborg, and Green Lantern. And on the other side, we have their villains, and Vandal Savage. So there's a lot of one-on-one fights going on. The problem is, sometimes you'll see, I don't know, we'll see Superman fighting Metallo. See them starting to fight. And then Metallo will, and the Kryptonite will come, and you see, Superman go like this. We'll see Metallo punching it. And then like 5 to 10 minutes later, it goes back to Superman still getting beaten by Metallo, then Superman just stops him. I'm like, by that point, Metallo should have killed him by then. You know? You know what I mean? Like, the fights aren't well paced where it feels like it's all happening at the same time or one right after another. It feels like they're just cutting and pasting these things here, and I think if they worked at it a little bit more, it could have felt like some of the fights were more well integrated and happening at the same time. One thing that I kind of like about this movie is it kind of actually takes nearly the exact same approach from Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. I like that film a lot. I might have given it a little too much praise when I first reviewed it, but in any case, you know, the music actually, if you listen to the credits, it's the exact same style of music. I really like that style of music. It's a really nice theme song, and I hope if they do more Justice League movies, they keep that song. Okay, so Batman has all these plans to immobilize the Justice League for just in case they ever went rogue. You know, if they ever went rogue, he needs a plan to stop them. So he makes these plans, and then the Legion of Doom steals it. This story was originally, of course, based on Tower of Bable. In that story, it was Ra's al Ghul who steals it, and the League of Assassins use it against the Justice League. I think they just wanted more of a supervillain team-up feel for this. That's why they used, you know, all the supervillains. But the thing was that they changed a lot of the plans from Tower of Babel, and a lot of the changes don't make sense. Like, some of them are cool, but some of them they're not good. Like, I'll start with the big crap one, Superman's. What happened? This is all that happens. And this is supposed to be stolen, brilliant plans from Batman's data. All that happens is Metallo dresses up as some old newspaper guy, pretends to commit suicide, and shoots Superman with a kryptonite bullet. Brilliant! Right? I mean, like, no Superman villain would ever have thought to take kryptonite, make it into a bullet, and shoot Superman. Why didn't I think of that? And it's very, very good that Superman didn't X-ray the gun or X-ray the guy to see if he was okay, if his heart was beating or whatnot, and just happened to notice that it was Metallo in there. Very good thing that didn't happen. And why would Batman? And this is supposed to be a takeoff of Batman plan. What is the immobilization to kryptonite? Shooting him with a yellow kryptonite so it just takes away his powers? Is that it? That's the only thing I can think of. Just all this stuff. Let me just get something. All the stuff that they handle with Superman in this, I don't like at all. I'll get to that later. I'll just go into the other plans. Martian Manhunters is okay. His brother or whatever, this other evil Martian, tricks him into drinking this stuff that causes him to become highly unstable. When he catches on fire, he can't be put out. He's actually underwater and still burning. I like his. His is fine. The Flash is really good. Mirror Master tricks him into a no-win scenario, and what he does is he gets this thing, this bomb, bolted through his wrist. And he tries, and he has to continue running. If he stops running, he'll blow up. And if he doesn't run at all, he'll blow up. It's like the ultimate no-win scenario. That one feels like it could have been Batman. Maybe not the blowing up part, but there could have been some supplemental to that. If he doesn't, you know, at the very least, to tire him out. And some of this was brought to my attention when I watched Geekvolution's review on it, when he did this review with Brown Code Eric. He thought, well, a lot of these plans rely on those people acting heroes. You know, if Superman ever came, but Batman says, you know, if you've ever turned rogue or gone to mind control, that's when I've used these plans. Well, if Superman turned rogue or was mind controlled, why would he help this guy in the building? Why would he do that? That makes no sense. Why would he help the guy in the building? If he was rogue, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't care. Same with Flash. He's saving this lady. If he was turning rogue or evil or bad, whatever, he wouldn't care. Wonder Woman's is kind of different. Hers, she gets hit with this thing, and then she starts seeing Cheetah everywhere. Now, obviously, it could have been... It was supposed to like put her in the ultimate no-win scenario where she wouldn't stop fighting and eventually her heart would give out. I can see like the plan would be just to tire her out to the point of exhaustion, and Batman could just take her out easily. You know, that could be the fall plan, easy. But some of the things it just doesn't feel that makes sense. Like here's the big comparison of what they changed. I don't get why. Like in in this story, for Green Lantern, how he mobilizes him, Green Lantern is set up in this scenario where he thinks he's saving people, and then he fails. This guy hits this button and blows him in this hostage, which he thinks is Carol, up. And she dies. But the thing was, it was all fear-induced toxin from Scarecrow's gas that Batman would have supplemented, and because of that, Green Lantern would just quit and just sit there. And he wouldn't be able to move because of that. In the comics of Tower of Bable, I never forget this. What it was is Batman introduced this post-hypnotic command to the ring to cause Green Lantern to go blind. That is smart. Green Lantern's blind. His entire power is based on will and thought. If he can't see, that's the way to immobilize something. And it also gave Hal, I guess it wasn't Hal in the comic book, it was Kyle Rayner, but it also gave him something to overcome, Something that he had to overcome this. Where a lot of these things just happen and then someone stops it from going too far and then they survive. I'm not sure if these plans were thought through enough. Also, one thing I want to talk about is Cyborg in this film. They put Cyborg in here, and I don't have any problem with them putting Cyborg in here, in theory, because, Cyborg is now a member of the Justice League in comics. He was in that Justice League series written by Jeff Johns and Jim Lee, and art done by Jim Lee. So Cyborg's part of the main Justice League team now. So put him in this movie, and get other people to know about him. Fine, good work. The problem is, in here he doesn't really do much. I mean, he does things, don't get me wrong, he does big important things, informational things and stuff that if he wasn't there, this story they would have probably lost. I mean, his character does nothing. He does nothing for us to get interested in. Like, take this scene between Batman and Green Lantern when they're fighting the Royal Flush Game.
That's 3 you owe.
We keeping score?
Not literally.
Because if we are, it's 8-7 in my favor.
That, we laugh, we think it's funny, and we want to know more about these characters and we want to see them more. Cyborg doesn't really have anything like that. Something that for us to gravitate to him. I would have even liked it if he said a little booyah, That would have been funny. That would have been something I would have liked. Would have been looked at, and I think that'd be good. He's just there. He's just there, and he does stuff, but I'm not invested into his character at all. I don't even know what to make of him. What is he doing there? Because he's black? Let's be honest, most of these characters are so old that they go back to mainstream where black characters weren't in comic books, at least not in that way. So, they put him in there maybe because he's black? I don't want to sound like that's, like, there are a lot of great black characters at DC, but I felt like he's on the team because he's a black character and they need to add some ethnicity to the group. but he doesn't really do anything. I would have been fine with him putting him in there. I just wish he did more. Anyway, other stuff with Superman that I think was mishandled. It's just that he doesn't. I don't think he acts how Superman would act. You know. Also, one thing with Superman is, okay, first, Metallo is what Superman's really fighting in this. And when the Justice League goes to attack the Legion of Doom, and they know who all is part of it, Superman attacks Metallo, but he doesn't have a lead suit on. I mean, I think that's a little dumb. If you know you're going up against a villain that is primarily all made out of, or he has a kryptonite heart, that is your weakness, Superman should have at least had a lead suit, you know? Superman gets shot with a kryptonite bullet. He falls to the bottom of the Daily Planet, right? And then Cyborg saves Wonder Woman. I don't really need to go into everything, but eventually they all come to Superman and they all have to try to save him. And it's on TV. But the Legion of Doom doesn't know that they're all alive. I'm sorry, but I was thinking that if you were getting paid $10 million to kill someone, you produce a corpse. I mean, Cheetah wasn't there watching over Wonder Woman when she was going nuts and didn't finish her. Or at least watched till her heart went out. I can see why Mirror Master didn't stick around, because Flash was running all over the world and there was no way he could keep an eye on him. Bane ends up burying Batman in a coffin with his dad, which is a great scene. I love that scene because Bruce is punching edge of his coffin, punches his way out. It really reminded me of Batman R.I.P. And I couldn't help but think of that scene, and it was a really nice scene. I like that. But you think he would have just stayed there? You know, maybe put something in that coffin that he would be able to see his heart rate or something, and wait till he died. You know, these guys are professionals. Why wouldn't you wait till they actually died? Malefic, Martian Manhunter's brother, or whatever he is, different. It's a little different because he set Martian Manhunter on fire and he was supposed to be burning to death for weeks. So that's a little different because, what, you're just going to sit there for weeks? Still burning. Still burning. Burning, burning, burning. Burning. Anyway. or Metallo. Okay, Metallo shoots Superman with a kryptonite bullet. Why didn't he go down, rip out his heart? Or something like that, you know? Kill him. If you're getting paid $10 million and none of these cops can stop you, what is stopping you from just ripping out his heart or killing him? Seriously, guys. I mean, I really liked how Tower of Babel was handled in this respect because it's so different. They handle it so different. Like, these guys, this stuff happens and guys are attacking them. They're trying to overcome. Like, I've only read Tower of Babel once and it was in a library, so I was rushed, but it felt more like these guys were always in danger and they were weaker. You know, there was nothing that stopping them. They were very down and they were just fighting for their lives, and it was all Batman's fault, sort of thing. Here it feels like they had their attempt to kill him and then they didn't die. But yeah, the animation is good. It's nice to look at. It's a lot of the fight scenes look pretty cool, and like they look really good. The pacing of them, as I say, is still pretty off, but they look okay. I don't know about this scene, guys. This scene I'm about to show you, but take a look at that.
I've got work to do.
had just decapitated Metallo. Let me, guys, if you don't know who Metallo is that much, let me remind you. He is a human being whose brain was transplanted into a machine built for the sole purpose of killing Superman. But he was still he had a human mind, free will, all that underneath. But he just had a robot body and a kryptonite heart to keep him alive. That's murder! He decapitated him. He's not an AI program. He's not like Brainiac. He was a human being with a human brain that just was in a robot body. You cut off his head. You killed him. That bugged me because I really like Metallo, and the fact that he just killed him is a little weird. The guy. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about. And I know I'm saying a lot of negative things about this, but here's another one. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the ending. I'm going to show you this scene, which I think would be really good for the movie to end on.
My actions don't require any defense. In the same situation, I'd do it again.
Oh, come on!
As individuals, and even more so as a group, the Justice League is far too dangerous to lack a failsafe against any possible misuse of our power.
We use our power to protect the world. We always have.
And what if we ever used it for some other purpose? If you people can't see the potential danger of an out-of-control Justice League, I don't need to wait for a vote. I don't belong here.
You know, that's a nice scene. That shows, I think would have tied up the movie completely. But unfortunately, it just goes on too long because this happens.
You made contingency plans to stop everybody in the League just in case any one of us ever went bad.
My contingencies were intended to immobilize, not kill.
But Savage came up with a plan to bury you.
I assume so. It wasn't one of mine. Was that it?
With all that talk about unchecked power, you're still so arrogant you didn't bother to come up with a plan to stop yourself?
I do have a plan. It's called the Justice League.
Just wanted to be sure.
What is it?
If the League ever did go over to the wrong side, I want there to be somebody I can trust to keep the planet safe. Even from me.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't like that. In here, he's like, yeah, you know what? I know you spied on us and did all this stuff, but I'm okay with it. Here's some kryptonite. Look, guys, I'm just thinking, no. It's not the way... Superman should have been mad. It should have been like a breach of trust between them. Not because he had files on Superman. I think Superman understands that. But the fact that he had files on everyone else, on all of his friends, you know? I still agree. I'm still like in Batman's camp where you gotta, you know, if you don't see what's wrong with a bad Justice League, then no, I'm out of here. I like that scene, but and that part where Batman's like, I do have a plan. It's the Justice League. That seems that's too hokey for Batman. I'm just saying. It felt like the movie tried to end on a happy note when it shouldn't have. It wasn't set up for a happy note. Okay, now that I've said a whole bunch of bad stuff, I don't dislike this movie. I think you know what? I think this would have been a good episode on the Justice League animated series. A good two-parter, you know? It would have been a good episode on Justice League the animated series, and instead we get it as a movie. And I don't think it really works too well as a movie. It's okay as a movie, but let me just say that unless you're like me and you really want to get every one of the DC Animated Universe collection, you can probably skip Justice League Doom. There's nothing too great about it. You know, it's not bad. I wouldn't say it's horrible. I just think that some of the stuff isn't thought through enough. Its pacing isn't as well as it could have been. The voice acting is great, and I really like Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern. That's still the voice acting, man. The fight scenes are well choreographed. And it has some pretty funny scenes. I like it's some good humor in this. But it's unless you're really into superhero stuff and you really want to get all of the superhero animated movie collection, you can probably skip this. So I'm gonna give Justice League Doom a 5 out of 10. Average film. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just average. So, thanks for watching, guys. Remember, I'm LazyDude99, and if I don't like it, it's not worth it. See you around.
Be sure to check out more of my other videos on my channel, and wait for more coming soon.